ask what's in my cup. Hey, it's Yay. Hey, it's Yay. Hello, everyone. It's Yay. Back with another episode of Don't Ask What's in My Cup, where you're guaranteed to get a cup of tea and a shot of wisdom every time. Before we get into today's episode, I missed y'all. And because I missed y'all, I need you all to do me a favor and stop what you're doing and hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you follow me on social media at Sippin' with Yay. That's Sippin' No G-Y-E. Tune in. And today's cup of tea is, y'all, there is a war amongst us. It's not a real war, but you know, we ain't got to get into that. We might be into a world war soon. But anyway, the war I'm speaking of is the bonnet war, okay? Yes, there are people out here wearing their bonnets outside. There are people out here that are disturbed by these people wearing bonnets outside. This is what I gotta say. I personally don't think bonnets are appropriate for me to wear in certain places as me. You know, I'm not speaking for anybody else. However, you don't know what's underneath that bonnet. It could be something a lot worse than looking at the bonnet. So therefore, if they choose to wear their bonnet, they are trying to protect you. They may be trying to protect you from what's underneath. The beast underneath, because baby, I've had it happen before. Or they might be conditioning their hair, and you know, you got to wear a bag on your head to, like, you know, get the heat treatment, as well as your hair might not be done, and I get it. Or you got to save that style for when you need it. However, whatever it may be, that is their head. If they choose to wear a bonnet, that's their choice. That's their choice. Like I said, I personally don't want to wear a bonnet in certain places. However, that's me. If they want to wear the bonnet to the grocery store, so be it. If they want to wear the bonnet out at the mall, at the beach, so be it. That's their head, their hair, that they might be protected. You don't know. So let them be great. Now, if you had a job interview, I don't know if the bonnet would be appropriate. But that's just me. So that's my spiel about the bonnet war. To each his own. Let these people be great. Anywho, getting into the topic of today. So you all, I went on another trip. I know y'all always say, yeah, you stay gone. Well, catch me on the flip side. Anywho, this time I went to Wisconsin Dells. It was pretty cool. You know, I go every year. It's been a family tradition. Even before I was even on this earth. You know, I got a few snippets of how that went, you know. A few little shots of when I had a little fun, relaxing, quick getaway. But I got some reviews too. So my reviews are, you know, the Kalahari is a really nice resort. I went to the one in Wisconsin Dells. However, they have multiple other locations. I also been to the one in Sandusky. Pretty cool, pretty dope, family oriented. So if you have like kids that want to go, definitely family oriented. A lot of the stuff is indoors because it was cold when I went. Luckily, we did do a lot of indoor activities. They do have a steakhouse on the site. Also, they have an arcade. They have bowling. They have water parks, indoor and outdoor, but the outdoor was closed. And then they have like a adult resort section as well, so where it's more so for the adults, but then there's also, you know, it is a family resort, so keep that in mind. But to the reviews, I would give Kalahari Wisconsin Dells a 7. Why? Because honestly, for them to make all the money that they have, granted it has been a pandemic, however, they need a remodel. They're overdue for a remodel. When I tell you the lighting in the bathroom was terrible. The bathroom was terrible. Not terrible. Let me correct myself. It was not the best. It was giving me 2014, and we are now in 2021. And like I said, for this to be a chain and for them to be making as much money as they make, I need them to upgrade. Like, they need to upgrade these rooms a little bit more. They were giving me real old school vibes, and they need to catch up with the times. Another thing is, because it was a family resort, there was a lot of kids. So, one thing that I'm working on, and don't y'all steal it because I will copyright y'all, is I suggest that someone make an adult only water park, because adults like water parks too. Like, granted, I get it, it's a family resort and kids were there and things of that nature, but I'm trying to be drunk on the rides, and I feel nervous doing that when it's a little baby trying to swim, like, you know. So I will just suggest that somebody make an adult only water park, or an adult only like time. So like on like Thursdays or like a Sunday is the adults, strictly adult time to be at the water park, just because I think it'll be fun. Imagine that, y'all. Anyway, like I said, don't try to steal it. When I come up with my own water park, y'all, just wait on it. Recently, I asked for people to ask questions that they would like me to answer on the show. Where I can spill a little tea, I can throw a little shade, let people be great, add a little shot of wisdom to your day. With that being said, make sure you are sending me those questions. Continue to send me those topics that you would like me to discuss on the show. You can drop them in the comments, or if you prefer to shoot me a quick email, my email is sippingwithyay@gmail.com. So make sure you're giving me those topics that you would like me to address in the next episode. However, thank you for those that participated currently, because I do have a shot of wisdom for you all today. Someone asked me to speak on how to maintain friendships from a distance. I love that question because, you know, I think a lot about how people always say relationships don't last long distance. Like, people can't do long distance relationships. But I think that goes with everybody. Like, that goes for family members, friendships, relationships, all that, kinship, all that. I think that distance does require more effort to a degree. Now, I think two things. One, it depends on the relationship that you had with that person before the distance happened. So, for example, if our relationship was like we only saw each other when we saw each other, but we always stood where we stood from a distance, that distance is not going to change anything. It's not going to change anything because you know where you stand with that person. So when you know where you stand with someone, distance shouldn't change that. However, it does still require effort. So although you know where you stand, they have a different life. Their life is completely different now. And so it takes effort. You have to think about that person when checking in. You have to figure out what that relationship is going to look like, because now it's not like you can just pull up on that person now. It's not like you can just plan a date with that person and, like, you know, we're going to go to the movies today. Like, it takes effort. So as the question I asked you is, are you willing to put in the effort? Any friendship, relationship, anything like that requires effort, and the distance just adds another layer of effort that is required. So for me, I would suggest maintaining that relationship by just making sure you give a phone call can go a long way, a quick text, a quick planning of a visit where y'all can either meet up, somebody could come visit somebody else, because that's what I see it as. I see it as an opportunity. Seems like I have another place I can go visit now, because now we can do that. You're in a new space, and I want to see what your space is like. And I'm going to make the effort to see where you live at and what that space would look like. Or it'll be like, you know, we need to plan a virtual date, because now technology, because of the pandemic, has got so fancy that you can get on Skype dates, FaceTime dates, all of this, Zoom parties. Like, there is so many ways to loop people in and like actually have that connection, even though we may be miles apart. Like, the pandemic has brought so many new ways and so many like creative ways to try to bond and solidify those bonds that may have been hindered before. So I would say put in the effort, use your resources. Just talk to them. Like, yes, they're not a part of your day-to-day, but it doesn't take nothing for a quick phone call, a quick text. Write them a letter. Shoot, I love a letter. Write me a letter, because I read it and I'm gonna try to respond. But I love letters. So, you know, what does that effort look like is what I would say. Do you want to make it work? Because anything and everything could be an excuse. But what are you doing to try to actually put the effort in, instead of just saying coulda, shoulda, woulda, it ain't gonna work? My best friend lives miles away from me, and I feel like, you know, because we are older and we know where we stand, things have been a lot smoother. Like, I can check in with her when I can check in with her, but I do know she has a life. I do know she gets busy. I do know I have a life. I know I get busy. So it's never a, oh, you don't have time for me. It's, let me know when we have time to catch up. And when we catch up, I mean we catch up. So, again, what's that effort? Are you willing to put in that effort? Because that's the real question. That's all I got for a shot of wisdom of the day. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you check out this slideshow about my trip. If you all have other places y'all would like me to visit, drop them in the comments. If you have other topics y'all want me to talk about, drop them in the comments. Again, make sure you're following me on social media at Sipping with Ye. That's Sipping No GYE, specifically Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at Sipping with Ye. That's Sipping No GYE. Tune in. Thank you all for tuning in today. Go forward, shed love, shed light, and don't ask what's in my cup.